All right. Let's see here. I think we are live in the mix. I sure hope so. So this microphone I got, it's a brand new mic. It's pretty good. So let's talk about Personal Capital. It's a great app. I use it. It has a web app as well, so you can do things from your phone as well as um, your desktop computer. For those of you who like to use that who want that option. So I use Personal Capital, and I've been using it for a very long time, years, and it's helped me out tremendously, especially with kind of seeing the money in, the money out perspective. And when you're looking at that, one of the things I've learned about myself using Personal Capital is how much my income has grown over time and how much I'm spending every month. And that's really important information if you want to make good decisions. For example, I was noticing that the months that I was really excelling in my cash flow, because that's the number you want to look at. The cash flow that I was, side note, cash flow is everything. If you're not making, if you're not, if you're not able to meet your expenses every month, there's a problem. And so, what I've kind of learned over the course of my Personal Capital experience is you you always want to put money away, like you for cash. You want to put cash away. You want to sign up for these other websites that allow you to automatically invest into their platform, right? Different bank accounts and stuff like that. So you want to utilize those different systems that are in place. What I've noticed with Personal Capital is there are times in my life, I don't know if it was how I was raised or what, but I've been signing up for different things like Lending Club or auto depositing into Robinhood, all these different things. And I've noticed that more money is going out of my account than that is coming in. And for me, I think for anybody, that's important to note. So, like, what I've learned is that you have to watch the money that's going out. I know I keep beating that down, but it's true. Like, even though I was signing up for different subscription services, signing up for different things I was investing in, it looked cool. I'm investing all my money. I've learned that you have to have cash. Like, you have to have a little bit of cash in your account, like a few grand or whatever, in order to sustain, because sometimes the money goes out. And so I guess what will help you is to know that, yeah, Personal Capital is really good for budgeting. You can easily see the money. You can add accounts. You can add all the, like, for me, my student loan. I can add my student loan, and I can see everything. I think the big number that you want to know too is your net worth. Like, most times people have a lot of debt, right? Like me, like I have more debt than I have um, like cash. I guess that's the point, right? Like, I'm more in debt than I'm more in cash. And I would have never known that years ago if I didn't use Personal Capital. And it's been a journey for a long time, just kind of learning a lot about myself. Like, for the longest time, I was going to college and I was trying to, just make it. And so it was very challenging to be able to earn enough money to start really saving and stuff like that. And cash is everything. So when you have all these different transactions going in and out of your bank account, you can see how much you can see, like, I call it stopping the bleeding, right? Like, when we have a lot of things going out of our bank account, we're bleeding. And it's like water in a bucket. You have to stop the flow from leaving the bucket too big. So, kind of what I've looked for in different softwares is the ability to pause transactions. For example, Twine is one that I use, and then the other one I use is Betterment. I automatically put these auto deposits from one account into those other ones, so that I'm saving for different things. And then, but the thing, what happens is, when I hit a pinch, right? When my job starts, my W-2 income, when it stops hitting, like, say I get fired or whatever, and all that money stops, at least I can go to these sacred accounts, and I can hit the pause button. The rule is you never take money out of those. Everything has a purpose, right? Like it's not that you don't touch it forever and ever. It's that you have it because it serves a purpose. So that's why you have money going into these certain accounts. But personal capital is great because I'm able to see like, oh my gosh, I'm spending more money than I'm making every month. And, and another thing I look too is one of the credit cards that I have, I can tell if I'm making enough payment on that credit card, because if I'm putting more money on that credit card than I am paying it off, you'll see that the graph will go up. And then if I'm paying it down, you're going to see that it goes down, and whatever rate that you want it to do it at. And so you can see these things over time. You're like, all right, I need to step up my game. I need to start making bigger monthly payments and the whole 9 yards. And so it's great. Like these tools did not exist, I believe, a while back before the internet, right? You had to go and do them by hand. And yeah, there's something to be said for going back to the basics, but I don't necessarily think that you want to do that. If you could just hook it up to your bank account. And so here's another great thing is like people, I freak out sometimes too, but you don't necessarily need to worry. Like you can give other people your bank account number. People do it all the time. Big companies do it all the time. We need someone's bank account to be able to process transactions. So like it's also a really big mindset to be able to, be like, all right, well, if something does happen, then I'll just check it out, see what the credit report looks like. There's different things you can do. You can watch and see if people are opening up bank accounts in your name, and then you can put an end to it. And so like there is a lot that you can do with personal capital. It's a huge blessing. Like I can't say enough good things, and that's why I have my affiliate link in the description, because I only recommend things that are good for you. I really believe will help you out a lot. In addition to all that, you want to save cash, and you want to be able to just kind of watch and see. Like a lot of times we move to, like for me, I moved to a new job, and I was concerned that I was going to be able to meet my monthly expenses. And you'll know pretty quickly, like if the money's going in. Have you ever been in a pinch? Like I'm sure a lot of people have, but what it looks like is you have a certain amount of money in your bank account, and then all of a sudden, like you don't have the money coming in from your job anymore, and then it starts eating into your cash savings. And if you don't have a savings in place to withstand that until you get another job, you're going to start bleeding. Not literally. I mean, you could, but literally, you're using personal capital to kind of see if your net worth grow, right? You want to look and make sure you're growing net worth wise, but also a snapshot in time, which is your cash flow statement. You want to see, what do I look like? In my, most of the time, even though I'm making more money with my new job, and I've still seen like a lot of money coming out of my account, or I'm seeing like my cash flow really terrible, right? But that's because the money's going to these different accounts for saving, for emergencies and stuff like that. But for the most part, you use personal capital for that, and you also use it for, let's see, I think you want to use it for, so you're hooking up all your different accounts to kind of see what your net worth is. And I don't know what else they have that's really there. I mean, I don't really open up retirement accounts or anything like that with them, but yeah, you want to use it because it's going to track the spending. And if you want a budget, it has a great budget. It tells you what you spend all your money on. And I can't say enough good things about it. It's perfect. I don't use Mint. I used to use Mint, but then I think Personal Capital had a really good cash flow analysis, and that's why I chose them. So, all right, y'all. Hope that was helpful.